Okay. Could you check if you have live? How do I edit the? No, we are live. Okay. How do I edit this? Okay. Okay. Turn on. Where can I?
Captcha The Imposter. वाली टी शर्ट में मेरी आईडी कार्ड को मिला भाई टी शर्ट ही मिलेगा ये तो हम रख सकते हैं नहीं जा रहा है साहब
Did you देख लिया? Yes, sir.
मेरा बहुत अच्छा पढ़ा
Okay.
हो चुका है
I think it works now. What I'll do now is end this live stream. Ah, that's okay. Okay. चल रहा है ना? एक बार कोई अपने फोन पे देखो.
हाँ मैं देखा चल रहा
क्वालिटी कैसी है?
है लिंक कहाँ पे है
720 पे हाईएस्ट क्यों दिखा रहा है? हेलो. हाँ बताओ. हाँ बोला मतलब. यस. लैपटॉप रहा. यस. मैं म्यूट किया था इसको. ओके.
ये वाला फोटो बाद में पूरा ही ठीक है आवाज भी है ठीक है बातचीत और करने हाँ फिर स्टार्ट वाला स्टार्ट देगा हाँ तो स्टार्ट पड़ेगा फिर चाहिए ऐसा भी नहीं यहाँ से ठीक है भाई तुम इधर अभी तो तुरंत ही करना है मुझे स्टे याद ठीक है यहाँ पे मेरे कोई प्रॉब्लम पर जो मुझे बैठा टेबल के नीचे रखो। वो एक बहुत है। हाँ है टेबल के नीचे। हाँ है। काट दिया जाए। दो प्रश्न है योर टाइम टू शाम। ये माइक का टाइम टेबल के नीचे
मुझे पता नहीं है
लाइव स्ट्रीम में लगे हमारे फोटो नहीं है लाइव स्ट्रीम का।
कौन दे रहा है
हाँ अच्छा हो गया है। पूरा बहुत अच्छा आ रहा था। अब ये जाएगा इंस्टा पे। बड़ी ऑफिस का मैंने पूरा रखो सीनियर सीनियर है हम आईडी कार्ड उनको कोई काम नहीं बैठा तो काम
कहाँ गई है वो
वो कहाँ है संजीव संजीव
क्लाउड पे उसका आईडी कार्ड ही बना है उसका डिजाइन दिए हुए
संजीव का अभी जाके थोड़ी भी देखना है यार
वो लोग का ट्रेनिंग जा रहे हैं
मेरे से भी बुलाते हैं मेरे क्यों भेजो उसको भेजो कितना पैसा लगेगा सारा आईडी कार्ड हम अपना ये भेज देते हैं ठीक है फिर मैंने आ जाएगा स्टेशन चाहिए सारी गई ठीक है गाना पीछे करवा दो ना मैं नहीं गया और जो स्माइल देते हैं बता चुका है सारे दिन का Sensi भाई मतलब इसको अपना नहीं उसके बाद नेक्स्ट नेक्स्ट नाइट क्या है नेक्स्ट नाइट बस यहाँ पे व्हाट इज द नेक्स्ट नाइट वो दिखा ऐसे कैप्चर द इम्पोस्टर का कोई वो है नहीं there's no वो भी इवेंट होगी दोनों हमें सब लोग चेंज करना बस लैपटॉप Hello. Hello. विद्वान और होली चार का बोल देते थे चार का कितना लगेगा अच्छा चार से ऊपर तो आ रहा है हेलो हेलो
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for having your patience by now. I think you guys have waited enough for the event to start. I'm Aishi. I'm the lead at MLSA. I welcome you all for attending this event today. That is Captcha The Imposter. I guess you all have had pretty good expectations from the theme we have had, guys. Give me a cheer if you're really excited because of the theme. Okay. Can you please pass some of the mics to the audience? I think it's there on the table. But before that, I would also like to mention our faculty in charge, Dr. Swaminathan Mishra sir and Dr. Abhay Kumar Sahu sir. Can you please give a big round of applause for the exciting them? Okay, so any questions before we start the event for the community, MLSA, anything related to that? You guys are interested to know?
चार्जर खाली है
I think we're part of the mics. Anyone?
ये कहाँ लगाया कहाँ इसको
वो बता
Okay, so not maybe we don't have a question. So we just started in 5 minutes. We have the workshop in the very first part. That is going to be an ML workshop. After that, we're going to have a speaker session. And post lunch, we're going to have a tutoring test. That is the guessing game. So the buses will also be there for the lunch break. So you guys can easily go from campus 25. So we'll start. I'll pass the mic to Ayushi, who is our vice. Thank you. Hello. A very warm and energetic good morning to everyone. Hello, good morning. तो ब्रेकफास्ट करके आ रहे थे बेटा आज so that's what I want to ऐसे event में पूरी बरकरार रहे okay so my name is Ayushi and on behalf of Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Society I have this honor of presenting this incredible community to you. But before we start, I want to get a sense of who is in the audience. Okay. So can I get a raise of hands who are from the second year? Wow, majority of the audience. Very good, very good, guys. Our years, okay. Fourth year and okay, first years, first year आने में क्या बात अच्छा लगा good enough that's fantastic so actually looking at the guys takes me back to my first year when I was sitting right in this audience and looking at the stages and speakers and being so excited and nervous about it so it was a feeling of awe at that time but back then I didn't knew that I would have this incredible opportunity to present this incredible society to me, that is Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Society. And the bridge from the chair to right the stage, that was MLSA for me. The mentorship I received from my seniors, the confidence that was built by being part of the society. So when I tell you this, that this bridge, that was MLSA for me, I'm telling you from my experience, my real experience, and you can do that too. So MLS is more than just tech investment now. Our mission is to empower everyone on this campus to achieve more from this coursework to add the technical skills in the tech industry that is required. And you guys can achieve that too. So before we start this workshop, I would like to invite the ML team. Can you please have a huge round of applause for the ML team? So when guys थोड़ा energy दिखाना है ये these guys will be teaching you the stuff okay from the workshop. Okay. Thank you Emily. We'll have the workshop start now. Okay. Welcome to Captcha The Imposter. Guys, you guys have your laptops ready, right?
I don't
I'm changing this slide. I see the almost.
first
Alright, good morning everyone. It's just like seeing so many enthusiastic faces in the audience, and I must thank you deeply for waking up early and making to the event on time. With that, I assure you that by the end of this event, you'll be leaving with a plethora of knowledge and what happy faces. Without further ado, let's get started. I'm Soham Roy. I'm the Admin Leader of MLSA, and I welcome you to the 8th KIIT workshop at Captcha The Imposter. So with that, let's quickly go over what we're going to cover throughout the course of the workshop. So first, we'll be discussing about LLMs. What are LLMs? How do they work? What is the underlying architecture? Then we'll discuss the traditional limitations of LLMs, right? And how we can use agentic frameworks to overcome these limitations. After that, we'll have a guest speaker session by our honorable guest, Mr. Chivi, who will share his expertise. Lastly, we'll have a live code round session where we'll be building and playing with some agents. So keep your laptops ready for that. We can have enough charge. Alright. We have a small lunch break in between for you to go and have your lunch, but make sure to come after the lunch break because that's where the most fun part of the event will begin, right? Does anybody have any idea about what we're going to do in the second half of the event? What is the game? Would anybody from the audience like to try? Nobody has any idea? Yeah, please give the mic some. Just say it.
He's passing.
Hi, hello, Sukesh. Today, the second half, we are going to perform a Turing test. Basically, it is the test is used to distinguish between an AI and a human. like the way the AI gives us a response, we try to conclude that the response is AI generated or most like human. That's absolutely correct. Please hand him over a sticker. And be sure that throughout the course of the event, we'll be asking you plenty of questions, right? So if you answer these questions, you'll get stickers and badges, and if you're lucky, you might even get a t-shirt, right? So let's see. With that, I'd like to end my presentation here, and I'd like to invite the very talented ML team onto the stage to continue with the workshop. So on and on, please go ahead. Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Manu, and so I think you all have used ChatGPT or some other AI, maybe Gemini a lot. But have you ever wondered, like, I can create an email, I can draft an email, or I can do some assignment, but if I want to send that email, ChatGPT can't send that out. Like, why is that? Anyone, you can answer the question. Anyone? Hello. Yeah. So,
मेरे slides मेरे slides भी चाहिए
yeah, yeah, no. The elements are not the Putin things.
मैं
The
तुमको
lab, the hardware. So the language, you can do the thing.
ठीक है तो एक कनेक्ट जब मैं ऊपर जाऊंगा
Okay, so but like why can't they like actually send them here? They are the learning language model. Now. Yeah. So they learn the thing, can do the thing. Exactly. So they can't really take action in the real world by themselves. They need
मेरा
some
लैपटॉप
tool
को
access to actually do something in the real world.
जब मैं स्टेज पे
So before we move on to LLMs and agentic AI, I would like to provide some sort of context on what AI was before the age of LLMs. So what we had before the age of LLMs was something called narrow AI. So what is narrow AI? Basically, let's say the deep blue chess engine, which beat Gary Kasparov, the chess grandmaster in 1997, or let's say the Instagram recommendation algorithm, which keeps you all looking at your phones. So these are task-specific AIs which are specialized for one singular task. And then we had the release of ChatGPT in 2022. So this is an LLM or a large language model. It is trained basically on the entire internet at this point. So it can see patterns in the internet and then just match it and produce a plausible sounding answer to any of your questions. And then the next frontier is agentic AI, which are autonomous systems which will take real world actions and can actually do stuff for you in the real world because of it, not just produce plausible sounding answers. But what really is an LLM? I mean, at the case, it is just really predicting the next most plausible sounding token or word. Token is really a subsequence of a word. So yeah, it is doing that. Like yeah, when you type some sentence in a keyword, right, it shows some recommended word. It is basically doing that itself on a much higher level. So you've probably heard about models like GPT models developed by OpenAI, Claude by Anthropic, Gemini's Google models. So these are some examples of LLMs. To get into the technical details, I would like to ask someone to explain.
And Raman, so what exactly goes on under the hood of an LLM? So let's keep it simple. Let's take an example of your average team friend. Let's call him Sam. Sam doesn't pay attention in class, and of course, for every exam, he's always texting you like, "Make no problem." So you try to explain to Sam to a WhatsApp message, let's say, a concept and understanding. But Sam, being a playground child like most of us, spending 24/7 on Instagram, has an attention span of a full 5 times. So the whole message for him is just impossible. So what Sam does is that he breaks down that message into phrases, words, and for larger words, even subparts of that word. That's exactly what LLM does. It breaks down your prompt or a huge piece of text into tokens. And the efficiency of LLM depends on the token. Larger prompts with the number of tokens, more specific tasks required. But just breaking them down quickly helps understand what's happening, what's going on. So let's get back to Sam. Sam writes down these phrases, these words in a notebook. And beside these words, he writes down his understanding of that word on his phone. Similarly, in an LLM, there are embeddings. To every token and to every phrase and every word, there are numeric values or let's say vectors assigned, which helps the model understand what they mean. That's where transformers come in. Transformers help the model look at all these meanings, all these numeric assignments, all these vectors all together at once. And this goes on for iteration. This is not just one shot guys, but for multiple times. But and we call these layers of a transformer. But what exactly goes on in this layer? So let's say, for example, the words Sam have written down in his notebook. You will not be paying equal attention to each and every word that he has written down. Articles like the, and they are unimportant words. You would focus on words which are more important. Let's say, for example, project or deadline or assignment. So that is how the attention mechanism works in a transformer. So layer by layer, iteration after iteration, one by one, the transformer, the model gets a good understanding of what is being tried to be told, and hence maybe potentially either answer to your prompt or predict what's going to come next. But even after all this, an LLM is not foolproof. It has certain drawbacks, certain limitations, and certain downsides, which we'll discuss now.
Okay, so one of the downsides is something we call hallucinations. Not that kind of hallucinations. These are caused by the model. Like so, this is one famous example. So, one person is slurs that cheese is not sticking to his pizza. So, for the first sentence, yeah, let's say some plausible sounding answer, but then it said that you should have 1 inch cup of non-toxic glue to the sauce. I mean, okay, that is the yeah, don't try that. Don't try that. So, on a more serious note, there was a case in US where a lawyer used ChatGPT and it gave it some fake citations, which caused reduced fine to him and probably damaged his reputation under the property case. So these are some limitations. So hallucination basically it just produces something which is plausible sounding, but it is actually just incorrect. Another limitation is it doesn't really have real-time knowledge of what is happening in the world. These systems, let's say this system, ChatGPT 3.5, made 2021 model. It was trained in 2021. It in September 2021. It was trained until then, so it has information up to September 2021. It doesn't know what happened after that. So if you ask it, you will know that Twitter is AKMX.com. It doesn't know that because it happened after that. Or let's say an LLM was trained in 2023 December. If we asked it who won the election, it doesn't know that. So yeah. And moving on to some more limitations.
Yeah. So next up is no action taking ability. So ChatGPT can draft your mail, which you can write to your phone if you want permission to go to Pune, but it is not going to send that mail. ChatGPT can tell you what all the flights are available, but it's not going to go ahead and book a flight for you. So, ChatGPT can LLMs can provide you with information, but they don't have the power to do what let's say you're asking it something to do. And next up is poor long-term memory. You must have noticed that when you have a long thread of chat in ChatGPT, towards later stages, it starts to forget why the conversation began in the first place, which might lead to potential misinformation to be provided. So that's low-key dangerous if you ask me. And this brings me to a question. Let's say, for example, you have a 1,000-page book PDF from which you need answers, but the context memory that model can remember is only 20 pages. What kind of a framework can you design so that the model can give you answers according from the whole 1,000 pages and not the 20 pages that it will remember? Anyone can remember?
Anything, raise your hand. Anyone.
Anything.
So,
got some video. Okay. It's your turn. Me also.
Yeah, I agree. So, what I thought maybe were already understanding it once. So instead of giving a whole video at once, you can go out and chapters of so more basic topics that one chapter is seven, I need this video. But what if you need to do the whole book at once? What kind of a framework do you think we can propose?
Starts with retrieval.
This one. Blue one.
Anyone? I don't know. Anyone? A mic, please. Retrieval augmented generation. Yeah. Right answer. Can you sit up?
Any more answers? This is one correct answer.
Yeah. No.
Initially, I thought of chunking the failure into regular segments, but it is augmented computation was another business.
No.
I think one of those. I got
Okay. Sure.
Okay, another question. We earlier we discussed like the airline doesn't have real-time knowledge. So if we want to give it real-time knowledge, what happened after let's say 2023 December, like it has a training run date of 2023 December. So what can we do in order to fix that limitation? Anyone?
Mine.
And yeah.
And just get out the link with the way from the slash basically on it is provides real-time search.
Yeah, correct. So anyone else?
Browser two.
Yeah, I can use the browser. We will be getting into that how AI agents use browser tools and other tools to overcome some of the limitations. Anyone else?
Two.
Yeah, please go.
Okay. Yeah. One. Yeah, I think so.
We should talk into API tools like whether openness, like relevant is current to API implementations.
Two and is right. Yeah, that's what we discussed before. So, that'll be all. So if you didn't get the answer correct, that's completely fine. Do you have one more? Sure. Hello.
Yeah.
We can probably use web scraping and allow it to store particular data into a certain database because these basic elements work on servers, right? So they have enough flexibility around it.
Correct. Okay, so we will be asking many more questions in the following slides.
Yeah.
So, yeah, moving on, we have some trivia questions.
Yeah. All the best.
All right, so the audience is looking a bit sleepy early in the morning, so let's give you a short of espresso with some trivia questions. Again, if you answer these correctly, you may get stickers, badges, or even t-shirts. So the first question is on the street for you. So recently, Meta released a new family of open source models that come in sizes from 8 to 405 billion parameters. What is the name of the model series? It's a very easy question. Please give a mic, please.
Mister.
No, that's the wrong answer. Please. What did you know? That's right, but which Lama? There are lots of Lamas. That's wrong. Next person. That's wrong. Anyone else would like to try? Volama. No, that's not actually a model. That might be. That like came before Llama 3. Like this is the most recent model from Meta. Come on, you guys don't have any idea about this. There's a controversy. Let me give you a hint. There's a big controversy about this model series, and like people didn't like it. And there's a lot of like people were enraged with it. So why didn't so?
Is it Llama food?
That's right. It's Llama 4. So please give us a signal, and you can have another follow-up question on this. That is, what were the controversies and why were people mad at this model? Would anyone like to answer the previous question? Anyone has any idea about it? Okay, no idea. Yes, it's fine. We'll move on to the next question. Okay, so what is the name of OpenAI's latest open source model released in August 2025, which achieves near parity with OpenAI O4 mini on core using benchmarks, and it can run on a single 80 GB CPU? Very easy question. It's the most recent one. Yes. Is GPT-5 open source? It's not. You can download this model from Hugging Face and you can run it on your own GPU if you happen to be very rich in terms of GPU memory.
OpenAI ChatGPT.
No, that's not the answer. Is just say GPT OSS. Yes, that's absolutely the correct answer. Please give on the stickers. And these come in two different models. I guess. Do you have anyone has happen to have any idea on that? Maybe you can answer it. So, yeah, please. What are the two different sizes? 120p and 20p. That's absolutely correct. Please give another sticker or add something. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, so a prompting technique which has gained popularity for live models to create problems before giving an answer. Right? It's a prompting technique, it's not a training method. Yes.
Something related to
No, not quite there.
one shot prompting.
Close, but no, that's complete opposite of what this is.
Chain of iterative problem.
And a round of applause for this. It's called chain of thought. Let's move on to the next question. All right. Parameter efficient fine tuning methods. Okay. Focus on fine tuning only a small set of parameters in the model while reducing the computational cost of fine tuning LLMs. Anyone have any idea on what these techniques are called? There are two variants of the technique. It's a fine tuning technique where we retrain the model, but we only train a very specific set of parameters. We don't train the whole model, which makes it very possible. Yes, please. You can just say that, please. Exactly, it's LoRa or low rank adaptation matrices. So please give us a sticker for that and a round of applause. Let's move on to the next question. This is the last question on the trivia. If you want another sticker, this is your chance. So name a natural NLP technique that enhances the capabilities of large language models by integrating them with an information retrieval system without requiring any fine tuning. Some of you are actually saying the answers and these guys are on the stage. I think answer very right. Yeah, exactly. Can you tell the full form of RAG? Retrieval, argumented. It's retrieval augmented generation. That's fine. You can get the sticker. All right. With that, I'd like to pass on the mic back to Saurabh and Captcha to continue with their presentation. Thank you, everyone.
All right. So we just took the last 20 minutes to speak about elements. But we barely mentioned AI agents. But do you guys not think that's weird? So the reason why we did this is to make you guys understand the key differences between AI agents and LLMs, and the limitations of LLMs and how they're overcome using AI agents. So the gap between LLMs and AI agents. Think of your program as the human being. Let's just say your program. The LLM is the brains of the operation. It's the mouth. The LLM can think, the LLM can reason, but it can only give a text output. Most of the time, the text output is useless to us. ChatGPT can't book a flight. It can only give me some information about the flights or something. But the agents, they're the brains of the operation. Sorry, the agents are the tools of the operation. They're the hands. Agents allows us to empower the LLM with more features.
You can allow the agent to do whatever you want to do using these tools. Let us discuss what AI agents are in more detail. An AI agent is basically an autonomous program that allows the LLM to interact with the environment. We can use various different techniques to provide these tools to the LLM. The agents use a concept called agencies. Agencies is the process by which agents communicate with the environment and interact. Let's discuss some. Let's discuss the reason why AI agents exist beyond the chat. They're not just a chat. They're not here to just give you a text output and be done with it. AI agents require you to perform a specific task. They solve different problems of the LLMs. They solve hallucinations, they solve real-time knowledge, the lack of it, that is, and the ability to not take any actions. We're going to discuss each of these problems one by one. Let's move on to the next one. So, as we understand the different problems that LLMs pose to us, we first need to look at the different core components responsible for solving each one of them. First is reasoning. So we're not removing the LLM, we're keeping it. LLM stays. The LLM performs the reasoning, the LLM performs the thinking, it performs the decision making. However, unlike normal LLMs, agents have the ability to use tools. They also have enhanced memory capabilities. So if you're spending 2 hours ranting about your ex on ChatGPT, it will still remember the context that you give it using agents. And lastly, the ability to take action, do a specific task using the help of the tools. Let's discuss each of these components one by one. Let's start with tools. So, tools are, in the most layman terms, are a basic function. We give the LLM the knowledge that, hey, you have this tool that you can use if the user asks or requests this specific action. Say, for example, the user asks, what is the population of India or the square root of the population of India? Now, as we discussed, LLMs don't have the latest data most of the time. So, what ChatGPT will do, it will use a tool called web search. It will search the population of India. It will then, the tool will provide ChatGPT with additional context and some parameters based on that information. Then it will use that information to regenerate its output. We're going to discuss about that in more detail. So yeah.
Right. So basically, one of the problems everyone faces hallucinations. To overcome it, we can use that. So look at this flowchart. So first of all, we prepare data. Suppose this is already pre-processed chunk data. We let that data go through an embedding model and store in vector databases like Pinecone, Roman, part of it. And then when we ask the query, it also goes to an embedding model. It does a similarity search, like a cosine similarity search, something like that. And then it finds similar documents to it, and then augments the query and documents to it, and gives it LLM the prompt, and then it generates a response, hence RAG. So yeah, let's talk about TAO process. So it stands for think, action, and observation. So basically, take an example of a coding agent. Suppose a person asks a coding agent, look at my problem in this. So what an agent thinks of a solution first, and then it acts on the solution, do the required tool calls, and then it proceeds and observes if the error still processed or not. If the error persists, it will again think of a new debugging better strategy, and then it, in the end, if you get an error report, then that's a good thing.
So we understand the workflow of how agents work, but how do we prompt all of this?
Yeah, there are two prompting techniques, COT and YAF.
Let's start with prompt.
COT is chain of thought. It is a step-by-step prompting technique which does not involve tool calling. So basically, to give an example, let's suppose I ask an LLM, what's 50% of 200? So in the first step, it will think that, okay, 10% of 200 is 20, and the next thing like 5% of 200 is 10. So why not just add 10 in the next step? So that's it. 50% of 200 is 30. That's the final response of the engine.
So you mentioned that Pod doesn't use tool. What do we do about it?
Yeah, React got your covered. React stands for reason and man. So basically, let's take an example of React to explain it better. So yeah, let's suppose a person asks an agent what the weather is like now. So the LLM now thinks what tool to call. And after thinking, it calls a get weather tool. And the get weather tool fetches the context, like what is it like in Lucknow right now? Is it raining or something? After that context, it generates the output in the final step.
So all of this sounds very complicated. What if there was a way, a standardized way to implement all of these tools together?
Yeah, LLMs used to face these problems before, but in 2024, Anthropic has developed a solution to it. It is called MCP. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. So basically, it provides a standardized way of protocolling and tool usage. So you must have heard about MCP servers, right? Do you have any examples of MCP servers in your mind? Does anyone have an example of MCP servers? Looks like it. So basically, what an MCP server is, it exposes various data sources and tools to the agent to enhance its agentic capabilities. Think of a file system MCP server, for example. So basically, once you integrate your file system MCP example to your desktop by your agent, it can do two operations on a file. That is, create, read, update, and delete operations on a file, and etc.
So we now know how agents work and what processes they use for prompting and their workflows. Let's talk about some applications of AI agents. Have you guys had any idea of, have you guys used AI agents in your real life? And do you guys have any idea? Anybody?
Applications of AI agent, anyone? Hello. So I use one in like for RPA because it helps creating apps immediately. You connect it to certain database and then automate it and then it generates a page app.
So very good answer.
Yeah. Have you heard of MCP data server of MongoDB? I have heard of it, but I haven't used it. Okay.
Anyone else? Like to answer this question? So one of the most common.
Does anyone else want to answer?
Anyone else want to answer?
Among guys who are using it on a daily basis.
Okay then, let's continue. So one of the most common uses of AI agents is customer service. Have you guys used like the Zomato or Swiggy customer service support service? AI agents are used there for the most part. Then the other place where they use commonly is research operations. Research operations, LLMs use a lot of agents use a lot of different tools to automate a lot of monotonous tasks, repetitive tasks that are easily solvable by the use of AI agents. So, Karthik, we now know the applications of AI agents. Can you tell us a framework that can help us to code on these?
Yeah, Agno.
So, what is that?
So Agno is basically a Python-based framework which is lightweight, multi-modular, and supports various data streams for its inputs. So basically, इसके बहुत सारे features हैं कि why are we using this workshop? क्यों use कर रहे हैं इसको? First of all, gives you access to 23 plus services through model providers, let's say it's cloud or something, all open first. Gemini, you will be using Gemini in this workshop. So yeah, and a stat for nerds, it's 1,000 times faster than LangGraph and 50 times more memory efficient than it.
So now we know how agents work. We now know the difference between agents and elements. We also know the workflows that they work on and the prompting techniques that we can use to make them. In the next part of the workshop, we're going to discuss how we can actually code it. We're going to have a live code along session. We're going to give you guys a live demo of how agents work. Now we're going to move on to the speaker session.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, that's good.
My copy. My copy.
काफी जल्दी नहीं हो गया
अच्छा तो अभी स्पीकर सेशन स्पीकर सेशन सब अलग चीज कर देता है
It's fine. No, that's fine. I'm just brain
चलो
वही तो बैठा तो बैठ
अभी स्पीकर आ रहा है वेट अप्रूव है तो हम लोग एक्सपीरियंस गाइस कैसा लगा लोग मिला ओके
कनेक्ट कर दो
एनीवन
वाईफाई कुछ टिकट में तो आ रहा
फिर बात आ रहा है तो पासवर्ड सबका अलग होता है ना
नहीं सिग्नल नहीं आ रहा है
मेरा मेरा
एनीवन कोई पसंद है
लेकिन पासवर्ड सबका
चलो चलो
वन लेकिन देर भी सीक्वेंस का गाइस को देखो कैन यू गेट अ सीक्वेंस
full screen.
What's that? Yeah.
It was very informative session and learned a lot about AI
So
and
we
its
can
market computing,
learn some.
and we can actually learn more about it and the models it is being used.
That was a great answer.
Otherwise,
If you have anyone else who want to share their experiences and we also see aliens, how aliens create and other issues of aliens and how we can take some place to yeah, that's a great answer. Okay. Please give a information that how the evolution of AI happened, the AI and for and also H1 versus the agent, how it works, your overall information. I have a kind of an interesting question. Do you know what the theme of this event is? You were right there. Right. Can you tell me why it was this particular theme? Can you guess just why it is? Anyone? One right. Okay. I guess computer during this because just like a other people and during this I guess you would say.
yeah, sure.
Okay, that's actually an answer.
Yeah.
Second like I have a very simple answer. Education capabilities because since some of us have some positive. So it's really like we have to differentiate with this. Okay, they had to pick it. So there will be beginning the secret session shortly. Just now. Anything else anyone want to share? Like chatbots, every chatbot has some function in among the same also every bot has some functions in no, no, take it. But yeah, honestly, regarding the whatever you saw earlier, do you have any questions to ask already? Do you have anything that you want to ask? Really?
Yeah.
In the beginning, when the slide were showing about villain, I had a question that one of the CEOs has asked. They mentioned that the LLMs they break each block into small tokens and those tokens have the respective vectors from right. So is it possible that vector or token which is created now doesn't have a corresponding vector or the the language cannot understand what the token has been broken down in there? So basically, जो token उसमें रहता है token predefined set of tokens उसमें रहता है. So इसका corresponding values रहता है matrix में and then it can adjust that value based on the context before it. Like let's say this car is red. So red का कुछ एक अलग distribution होगा. Red का उसमें कुछ एक अलग meaning encode होगा. तो matrix है उसका values है तो उसमें एक अलग meaning encode होगा. उसके पहले जो sentence था the car is the color of the car is that. So उसका ब्रेक में बहुत probability आ सकता है. And अगर कोई इसका corresponding token है then they use a certain token. And for ending any sentence like जब आप जो response खत्म होता है जो GPT से पूछते होते हैं there is an ending sequence token. So I hope that answers.
How many of you split the MLS by the way? Hey, why did you? I didn't actually expect that. Okay, now we're reading the speaker second part.
Hello guys, we have our speaker here. This is Dr. Vilas Das. So, technology, future sector and digital. Please give him a big round of applause again. We also want to share some of the please come here, friends.
Super excited. Good morning, everyone. Sorry for the late, sorry for the delay, and if at all. I tried to come on time, but I think there was a little bit of confusion around what would be the time that we'll be starting. But finally, we are all here. So, cheers for that. Thank you. So,
On behalf of Issues of Health Student Embassy Chapter, I'm honored to welcome our chief guest, Mr. P. Venkataraman, founder and CEO of Most and Technology and former director at G Digital. With over 27 years experience in AI, quality engineering, and healthcare IT, his leadership continues to inspire many students and areas. Sir, we are grateful for your presence on Captcha The Imposter, the daily challenge. I will invite you to stage to deliver the session. Students, please welcome Mr. P. Vikram to stage. Next, I welcome Mr. Prabhudas sir to the stage. I'm there. Thank you. Sir, I welcome the students. Can we start? Yes, sir. Can you start? Can we? Good morning, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your weekend, Independence Day, Independence Day, and then Saturday, and today is Sunday. So thank you very much for coming in. I'm also equally excited to talk to you guys. I know the topic is so nice. What I heard from your faculty and your organizations, most of you are from computer science, and the event that is happening, I think that is focusing more around AI and how it is going to impact you all guys. There are so many questions also. AI is going to take our jobs. Less campus interviews are happening and all that. Right? We will be talking about that in a while. A little bit about me. I think your organization already introduced myself to you guys. I'm not going to probably talk about that much, but just to tell you what I have seen in my last 20, 25 years. Okay, yeah, we can move to the next slide. So I work for companies like GE, Genpact, even as part of our partnership. I also work with multiple companies in US. Baxter, it's a healthcare company. Even before that also, way back in 98, 99, we started a startup also, but that somehow didn't work because my co-founders, they wanted to go to US to pursue kind of more challenging jobs and all that. Then I was alone in Bhubaneswar and I was not able to take that forward. Then I went in search of a job. I went to Chennai, from Chennai to Bangalore, Bangalore to finally in Hyderabad, and then my career started from there. I served dedicatedly IT company for almost 25 years. I started my journey as a developer. We'll go to the next slide also. I'm not going to talk about much about what I have done, but I wanted to share something that previous slide, or next slide. Sorry, sorry about that. Next, yes. Yeah. So from a developer to what I am today, I think that you can see in the slide. I have seen lots of ups and downs in my life. There was a great resignation time also I have seen.
There was a layoff also I have seen, which is still happening today. Great resignation. How many of you have seen experienced great resignation in 2021, 2022? There was a time when employees put down their papers and they wanted to switch their jobs. That happened. Please go and do the research. Right? When there was so much of demand, and now there is so much of demand is there. I'll talk about that, how the demand is kind of building up. But some companies who have done a lot of kind of overstaffing, they're trying to reduce their staff. That is what I'm seeing. And this slide actually talks about from learning to giving back. I think all of you, that years ago I was sitting in your place, right? Then I started my career as a learner, doer, and leader, then strategic thinking, and finally giving back. The same path you guys also will take, but there might be a little bit of variation in terms of if you want to take another route, that is the startup entrepreneur route from now, I think that route is open for you now because of this AI, right? The only thing that we are lacking today is we have to change our mindset. It's not like jobs are going away, jobs are coming. You have to pick them. We'll talk about. So, what are the key things that I have learned, or what I did differently to come to this place, to this position today? I'm very much proud that I did not go with the crowd. That was a negative thinking crowd. I always avoided negative thinking crowd. Right? We all live in negative environments. Even at home, I have seen multiple places where my friends they wanted to do something, but their families never, believe that this guy can do something differently. When they said something, I want to do this. अरे हमने बहुत लोगों को देखा है, उनका बेटे को देख, उनके बेटे को देख, वो नहीं कर पाए तो क्या कर पाए? That kind of mentality can you grow? Whenever you think something, you want to do something differently, the negative force will come and discourage you, right? You have to avoid that. I have done that. In my life, no, I have done that. And when you grow, you will be alone. I don't have any friends today. All my friends, they probably don't recognize me. I recognize them. It's not like I avoid them. But when you try to do something differently, your friends, those who are part of that circle, they will definitely go away because you are pressing now, right? So I did that. I can tell that with pride that I always left the disrespectful environments. First thing is that, and then I continuously invested in learning. Even until 2019, 2021, I was spending a lot of kind of time and money in terms of learning new things. When AI came, I did an advanced certification course in IIIT Hyderabad, and I spent a lot of money on that. It is very expensive course, very very expensive course, right? And that time also I was a director in a gem like G. But I wanted to do that because I knew that this AI is a game changer. I need to kind of upgrade my skill sets, my confidence for future. So I put money from my pocket to learn AI. Even with young people like you who are doing the training with me, I was very comfortable doing the training. So continuously you need to invest on yourself, adapting the new culture. If you are from, let's say, Bihar, go and spend some time with your friends in Tamil Nadu or maybe Kerala. Live in their city or towns in their homes for a couple of nights and try to understand their culture. Learn from them, right? And you feel good about it. And try to network with people who are actually influencing your industry, right? And whatever decision finally you make, live with that decision. Don't get distracted by saying probably it's a bad decision, it's a wrong decision, and all that. Take a tough decision and live with that decision. And I did that. Sometimes I kind of, was successful, sometimes it did not work, right? But you have to take decisions by yourself, with definitely with a lot of research and analysis. We can move on. Okay, I am a kind of bike like passion, and 2019 January, I sent my bike I have that time I had a bullet, a Thunderbird 350cc bike. I put it in a truck. I was living in Hyderabad that time, and I put that bike in a truck and I flew to Delhi. And from Delhi, I picked up my bike and then I started riding with my biking club from Hyderabad. You can also find it out. KIIT Hyderabad is the biking club that I was part of and part of today, that club. And we started riding together from New Delhi to Rajasthan, went to places. We went to Chittorgarh, we went to Udaipur, and then Jaisalmer, a place where the border movie was shot. It's very close to the LOC, maybe 1 kilometer, maybe less than 1 kilometer, and we rode together to that place. Then again, we went to Bhuj, part of Gujarat, and then Ahmedabad. And my longest ride in my lifetime is that Ahmedabad to Aurangabad, covering 675 kilometers in one day. Morning 7 o'clock we started, midnight 1 we reached in Aurangabad. Okay, so I could not cross that record. So 675 kilometers in a day is crazy, right? Okay, so next day morning also when you wake up, you will feel like you are still on your bike. That vibration you can feel. All right, you can go. So what did I learn from this? Why I'm sharing this slide is a lot of things I learned. Okay, when I came back, I felt better in terms of taking risk in life, right? Going so long distance in bike is never safe, but you are kind of going, you're considering that as an adventurous trip and you're learning a lot of things. I learned discipline, I learned teamwork, working together, and then following your leader, facing different types of kind of weather conditions, starting from Delhi to Jaisalmer, which is close to the LOC, meeting with a lot of people, understanding their culture, food. Dal bati churma I ate first time in Rajasthan in 29. And then I also visited a couple of museums where they talk about Rana Pratap, Maharaja Rana Pratap, and kind of a lot of stories and all that we could hear from the people, local people. So that was my great learning. And when I came back, I think I was very much comfortable in terms of thinking beyond my comfort zone, right? So we can go to the next slide. All right, so let's get into our focus areas today that we are going to talk about AI, what you can do with help of your AI skills and all that. Before that, you should have clear understanding about the market. And this slide talks about the opportunities that you have, right? So you can see the population for the top 2, 3 countries. When 2 countries I have listed as compared to the total world where we stand today. So India now has already crossed the population of China. We are the number one populated country in the world, and we are at 1.44 billion. That is 144 crores. The population living here in China at 143 crores, and total world you can see is 8 billion. How many smartphones India is using? Almost like 85 crores of smartphones, right? When you have 85 crores and you have population 144 crores, you have a lot of opportunities. And when number of smartphones increase, the business opportunity also will increase. Okay, because the business is happening on your phone, right? So that is your market. You need to understand your market before you think about preparing for the market using whatever technology, AI or whatever technology or skills that you want to leverage. And China, it's almost like 70-80% of their population they're using smartphones. They're far ahead. And what you can 5 billion smartphones are there in the market that you can target as an opportunity for doing business. Social media is another platform where you can do business. And in India, you have around 51 crore people they are using social media, be it WhatsApp, be it Facebook, or similar platforms. China is far ahead, close to 1.05 billion. And also, you can see how many people are doing UPI or digital payment. In India, it's almost 40%. We see it everywhere in Tier 1, Tier 2, almost everyone, but not beyond that, right? So We still have 60% of the population that is not using digital payments today, but 40% is a good number. And as we go ahead, I think that number will also increase. And when that increase, that is going to create more opportunities for you also from business and China is definitely far ahead. Interesting thing is some data around Gen AI. I did not find some good data from Gen AI user side because it just happened. It's a recent kind of uh, advancement. So in India, roughly around 80 to 20 crore of people are using Gen AI today. Probably you guys are part of that. And in China, little bit more, around 23 crores. And that will is coming in education, right? So this is the kind of landscape, business landscape that you have in front of you before you prepare yourself with whatever technologies or skill set that you are planning. You are now actually how many of you are in second year, third year, that you raise your hand? Most of them. Okay, most of you guys. And who are in final year? Okay, this is not the final year. So you have 1 year, but this is the right time. So you should not waste this time actually. You are at the right time to think about your career planning now. You can move on. Okay, so I cannot, it's a huge crowd, so I cannot interact with you one on one, but I think you are able to understand what I'm trying to explain in this slide, right? If I'm blocking a presentation, then you can have a look at it. As a fresher and as an experienced, you can see the difference between the left and the right side engagement. The person who is not trained, if you ask him to do a job, that person might be doing the job in that manner. And once you are experienced, when you are trained, when you are guided by a mentor, then probably you will be doing the same task, but in a different, more polished way, which is expected in the industry, right? The same thing, you can take it. If you are a coder, you are doing coding, and you are not trained, you are not mentored, then you will be doing coding without using a coding standard. You will be doing coding without, declaring a variable but not closing that. That might eat up your memory. You will be able to do your task for a smaller group of users. But when actually it comes to production, probably you need to follow certain standards. And in some cases, some industry standards you need to follow. So that is what I'm trying to explain on this slide. And probably most of you are in that left stage because you need a lot of guidance. And believe me, I did not use my certificate anywhere in my job. I mean, the learning that I had in my engineering, it did not come to my real use. Okay, so probably you have to focus on your studies to get a good score. That is your personal choice. But after that, I think it's all about your mindset, all about your how good or how kind of big thought that you have for your career, for your future. All right, and try to volunteer. Don't first think about your salary. Okay, salary will come after you learn, after you really feel like you are able to take up global challenges, right? Then salary will automatically come. And these days the campus things are reduced, right? That is actually opening doors for you to think differently. You, as progressive students, need to always consider problems as opportunities. When you see a problem, don't consider it as a problem. Take that as an opportunity. What I can do different to take the advantage of this opportunity. And always keep in mind, opportunities will not come like in a very nicely packed package. It will come in form of some problem statements, right? For example, consider some problem at your home. Let's say at your home in the kitchen you have a lot of cockroaches, right? That is a problem. Every household has that problem. House leaders, every household has a problem. How to deal that? How to What can we leverage technology to address that issue? So you need to have that type of mindset now going forward. Don't run behind jobs. And reality is coming where there will be companies owned by people like you, which will be having only one employee, that is you. Because you can do 100 people's work leveraging your AI agents. I think I saw your agenda where you were going to talk about some kind of activities you are going to do as part of building some AI agents, right? That is happening today. Okay. How many people are participating in that AI agents? Building AI agents. Some of you, I encourage you to participate in those kind of activities as soon as possible so that you know what is the agentic AI era which is coming very close question. Very close. I think that kind of era is hitting us and we need to be prepared in order to take up those opportunities. We can move on. This slide is a little bit of gyan for you guys because this is required because machines and human are two different things, right? So you need to have a kind of growth mindset, each of you, because machines are going to be more trusted by humans, but humans cannot trust humans, right? You have a security guard at home or in your community, but who is watching the security guard? They can also attack you, they can do something, steal something, right? So there will be a trust factor everywhere. So in order to secure a better career, I want you to change yourself. A lot of things that you can look at build transparency, integrity, timeliness, right? Growth focus, those kind of habits you need to develop. And this is the right time to do that. When you are preparing to go to the market, this is the right time for you to think and start changing yourself. Transformation will take time. It's not like I told you today and by tomorrow you will change. No, it's a continuous journey. You have to change yourself. Look at what is the growth mindset attributes that you need to focus on. Like networking, finding a mentor. How many of you have a mentor from industry? Did you find a mentor? How many of you? Please do that. Please do that. That is a very good habit to connect with the mentor, right? There are so many people might be coming to speak in your university. Try to connect with them. If you have any questions, ask questions. This is the time for you. Because in a year's time, you are actually going to hit the market. So prepare yourself to connect with the mentor. Everybody is busy, but you have to follow. You have to find some kind of good time in a coffee shop or wherever the mentor is available, wherever the mentor is available, and speak with them to clear your doubts, your questions, and then prepare accordingly. So keep in mind the bottom line is a game of 80% of mindset, not skill set. Most of you are spending a lot of time and giving a lot of effort to develop your technical skill set. But I'm so sorry to tell that in 2 years' time, there is not going to be a job for software engineer. That will be taken out. But there will be a leadership position which will be interacting with so many agents, right? You have to go to client in person. And the person who goes to the customer should be a good person, telling the truth, honest, transparent. That way we'll be able to make a deal with the customer and get it more. And that work can be done by your AI agent, right? And you are successful. Right? That is what we are trying to do. So that way, lot of companies will be now investing on developing AI agents. Okay, I have one example for you also. You can think probably what AI agents are and how you can build some AI agents. It's not a kind of rocket science anymore. In this era of AI, it is going to be very easy. You can go to the next slide, please. So the bottom line is try to change yourself, become a good human being, be honest, be truthful, be transparent, committed. So you need to make a difference as a human being. So now look at the slide. How many of you have already prepared for your career plan? How many of you? So option A, you want to pursue a career in AI or machine learning engineering. How many of you want to pursue a career in AI and ML? Can you raise your hand? All right. How many of you want to work in a software development IT company and focus on innovation? Forget about AI. Maybe you want to focus on innovation. Only few folks. Number B and number C is you want to start your own company or tech startup with some entrepreneurial venture. How many of you are thinking about starting a startup? All right. So the bottom line here is you need to think that side, the startup side. Okay. The babies who are actually taking birth now, they are going to be the Zen Alpha. They will be having entrepreneurial DNA in them. And probably the suggestion you might not accept it now. It's a big shift in your thinking process, in the change that is coming on our way to think about doing something as an entrepreneur. Don't run behind jobs, guys. Okay? Because generally humans are recruited to execute certain tasks, and execution of tasks is not going to happen by humans. Accept that. Execution tasks are not going to happen by humans. Today, I'll also give one example how execution tasks are done by AI. Even today, at most companies. I have two examples to talk about. Let's finish this. And how many of you are planning to explore non-technical languages? Non-technical. Very nice. That is also very nice. Okay, even you might have seen Bill Gates is talking about people should think about taking up jobs that are not technical, like being an electrician, being a city planner, being a plumber. That can also give you a lot of opportunities. Imagine you are the chief plumbing agency in a city like Bangalore. Lot of money. Bangalore's biggest sewage problem, Hyderabad's biggest sewage problem, Mumbai. With little rain, the roads will be flooded, right? So think in that direction, and if you have not decided yet, that is okay. But now the time is come, you need to decide about what you will do after 1 year. Okay, time will run very fast. You have to think right now about what you want to do after your bidding. All right. Thank you. Okay, so this slide talks about some of the areas where Gen AI is actually started making impact. Okay, I have taken 10 areas, starting from healthcare, education, then industry, people who are into entertainment, creative industry. They can also take a lot of advantage from AI by creating movies even without having actors. Their AI is also going to take their jobs, right? You can create your own characters in that movie, right? And then customer service also. A lot of companies have created AI agents to make it manual, completely manual. Any calls that comes to the company, it would be actually taken up by a agent, and that agent will be processing that task, right? Similarly, financial fintech area, cybersecurity area, the retail area, and scientific research. So AI is going to take that up. All right. So you can think in these minds depending on your interest, your passion. You can always kind of try to focus on what could make you happy and focus there. You can make a difference there. Really. Okay. Don't let it go by others. Somebody is thinking about healthcare. Let him go. If you like cybersecurity, you do cybersecurity. Right? Don't go by the word. We can move on. Okay. So this slide actually talks about how Gen is helping our team. Some of you colleagues are also here. How AI is helping our team, our clients, and the end customers of our clients. Okay. So we have a project called Nagne Dilka Safar, NDKs. Okay. And we have partnered with an NGO called Satyasai Hospitals in Jamshedpur. And they have partnered with the whole Ministry of India to support them on their CSR activities. CSR is corporate social responsibility. Whole India spends a lot of money in crores in order to do some social responsibility work. For example, here what they are doing, whole ministry is spending a lot of money in screening children under 12 in remote areas. Because due to that coal mining and all, it actually affects the health of the people who are living nearby. So they spend a lot of money to screen those kids, and if they have any congenital heart disease, CHT is congenital heart disease, then they have the Satyasai Sanjeevani to do that surgery. And Satyasai Sanjeevani actually does that free of cost. Okay? Every week, they have a big hospital in Raipur. You can do also a little bit of Googling, find out what they are doing. People from, villages or tier 3 or remote areas, they go to Raipur, one of their very advanced cardiac centers. They do the surgery free of cost. And they have partnered with whole ministry to support their CSR activities where school children are screened for CHD, the hole in the heart, and they do the surgery, corrective surgery. Okay? And Mostin has created that digital platform to take care of the end-to-end journey of that kid. That's why the name is Nandi Dilka Sabha. Okay? And the whole ministry calls it as Nana Sadil, and the project name is NDK, Nandi Dilka Sabha. And what I wanted to tell you is how Gen is helping this project is you can look at those impact. The database design earlier, which was taking months, we were able to do that in just 2 days. Just 2 days. Complex, very complex database. Because there would be camps, there would be program coordinators, there would be field, nurses who will be doing doctors, right? And then you have the CHD suspects. You can see till today. We started this project in March, probably March or April, and till today they have done more than a lakh screening in almost close to 1,500 centers, camping, what do you call it, screening centers, right? So you can see the impact. And wireframe design was done almost in 1 day. The wireframe is the, representative UI UX design that was done in just 1 day. And 50 to 60% effort saving in the back-end work. And we had a sprint of 4 weeks. You know what is a sprint? Sprint is the release cycle, right? So for each MVP, there will be a sprint, which will be like 4 to 6 weeks of time. We started with 4 weeks, but gradually it got switched up, right? So it switched to 2 weeks, and now we are doing a weekly release for this project. So this is the impact that you can see how GenAI is doing for your project development work, right? We can go to the next one. And we have a product for the market in Odisha, Chhattisgarh. We are targeting the Southeast India. And this project, this product also is leveraging the power of AI. We are trying to simplify the patient admission and discharge process using GenAI. We are trying to also simplify the outpatient portion of that product in order to have better patient experience. Right? If you go to a hospital, you will be feeling like frustrated if you are asked to wait. Right? You want to go, pay your money, get the consultation, get the medicine, and just go. You cannot wait. Everybody has a lot of appointments, commitments, all. So in order to enhance the patient experience, actually Josna is helping the hospitals and clinic in terms of smoothing all the operations that are happening, end-to-end operations, like starting from your patient registration to outpatient, inpatient, medical records, and all that. Even we also partner with IIT Bhubaneswar, and they help us in doing some research around how we can do a predictive analysis, looking at the patient's medical history and recommending something to the doctor for his or her review, and finally getting the recommendation what is the right medication or treatment for the patient. So these are all the game-changing impacts that Gen AI is actually doing right now as we speak. So you need to take it in that direction. So we can this will give you some kind of food for thought, guys. In what way you should try to think how you can leverage Gen AI to offer some commercial services to your customers or to the society. Keep in mind, whatever job you do, or you think about doing a startup as an entrepreneur, think what problem you're going to solve. That is the biggest thing. No investors will come and support you unless they see you are actually solving some problem for the society. So think from that perspective. Okay, we can. All right. Very interesting. Please take your mobiles out and try to scan this. What we are trying to do is, I want to know how, what population of this crowd is actually leveraging Gen AI and where you are leveraging Gen AI. Right? So that will be very interesting to see. Please scan this. You will see a whole screen and read that question and try to answer as appropriately as you think. All right. Let me also go through the question for you. How are you engaging with LLMs like your ChatGPT or Grok or any other LLM? Or you plan to use it in future? Right? There are around 6, 7 options are there. Using for university exam preparation or similar purpose, that is point number one. Point number two is applying an accelerator in coding, UI/UX or deep design, or you are leveraging Gen AI for building AI agents, exploring AI for entrepreneurship or startups, all of ABCD, not explored LLMs yet, no plans to explore LLMs in future. All right. The people in the last row, can you scan this? Is it scannable? Beautiful. We can go to the next slide. Okay, so let me see if the internet is on in that.
Yeah, it is.
It's on? 1 second. No, okay. Let me start it again. So yeah, internet is on now. Can you just go to the Wi-Fi and change the Wi-Fi to my Samsung? Go to Wi-Fi. That is fine. Go to Wi-Fi.
It is connected to the internet.
Connected. Okay. The Wi-Fi is not connected. Can you go to the Wi-Fi? Connected. Click on it. Yeah. Select. Try Samsung. Yeah. Second. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Have you begun? Did you submit? All right. Let's see. Do you have internet in this room? In this hall? Okay. Any right click and refresh or something? Okay. Otherwise, do one thing. Can you go to Mentimeter? In the Pro. Yeah. Mentimeter. Can we refresh this page? We did not change anything, right? No, it was changed. Oh, I think the barcode that we have is your barcode probably. Okay, can you show the barcode again? Yeah, sure. Go to Mentimeter and show the barcode. Share.
Yeah, that is fine, but we should be able to showcase.
Yeah. Just the QR code.
Yeah, it is here. Just a second.
Now go to share and show the QR code. This one?
Yeah.
Okay. This is not big enough. I'll copy that. All right. No. Okay. But I think very few are there. Few have taken the thing. These are the results. How did you know?
It's a
Okay. All right, now it is going up. Yeah. But I think, Prabhu, there are two barcodes, different barcodes. Good job.
It's all right.
Yes. All right, yeah. What you see here is the first one, right? Yeah, then you take a barcode. Very interestingly, a lot of people are using GenAI for both, all A, B, C, D, right? For your exam preparation, for developing different applications, for developing UI, UX, and all that. It's a very good sign. Okay, it's almost like 45% of that. Okay, this one is a different barcode. Actually, there was a confusion, but almost 45% of this crowd is using uh, GenAI for all those four things. And there is a good percentage also who are using for only exam preparation, that is around 24%, 7% you are using for developing some, dummy projects, UI, UX, DB, and all that. So what it tells us is, still we have a lot of opportunities, guys, to take this journey forward. So thank you very much for that awareness. It's really a great thing to see that you guys are kind of spending a lot of quality kind of focus and time today to explore the net. And I'm sure you are going to see the benefit of that in some time. Okay? This world is actually changing, guys. Okay? And I think my generation has seen all that transformation, right? From non-digital to digital. I was interacting with Professor Soumya, and I wanted to know if he has seen banks without any computers. But I have seen that. When I was doing my engineering, I did my engineering in Maharashtra. So I was staying away from my family. So my dad used to send monthly money, by either money order or through demand drafts. How many of you in demand drafts? See, there is almost zero, right? But that time, when people are traveling, either they will be taking cash, or they will take demand draft, or traveler's check. How many of you know traveler's check? Traveler's check is like demand draft, and you take, let's say you are going to Mumbai, you give that check, even if you don't have an account there also, you just give that check, they will give you cash, right? So I have seen the complete banks without any computers, and then when computers came, those people who were working in banks, there were a lot of people in the banks earlier also, but they thought since now computers came, our jobs are going to go. But now see the banks, how many staff are there in banks, what type of services they are giving today. And earlier, for everything you do, any transaction you do, you want to withdraw cash, you will have to go to bank. You want to deposit cash, you have to go to bank. You have to change your address, you have to personally go to bank. Right? Almost like 4 or 5 times a person has to go to bank every week or every month. But now that has gone away. But do you think the bank staff has decreased or increased? And people were not able to think what would be the situation in the future when everything gets computerized, right? So many products, fintech products are available today, the SIP funds, your mutual funds, credit cards, forex cards. There's so many services. So similarly, this world is transforming, and the volume of work that is coming on our way is humongous. And the normal software developers or normal software development process, it cannot address that. Just imagine you have developed an AI, how to test that AI without engaging another AI. You need AI for everything because the problems are more complex, going to be more complex going forward. So without AI, guys, you cannot. Our existence will not be possible without AI because the solution that we are now thinking. Do you know China has already tested Hyperloop? What is Hyperloop? How many of you know Hyperloop? Hyperloop will go 1,000 kilometers per hour from here to Hyderabad in 1 hour. From here to Hyderabad, just 1 hour, which is taking now by 22 hours, 20 hours. In flight, it takes 1.5 hours. Hyperloop will take just 1 hour, and China has already tested it. And when you have such hyperloops, can you solve the hyperloop related problems with just your existing software development process? You cannot. So you have bigger problems are coming on your way, and you need advanced technologies like AI and some more. It's not only AI, some more technologies also we have to integrate in order to build a complete end-to-end solution. Right? Even India is also spending a lot of money in terms of having the futuristic infrastructure, and without these technologies, we cannot get the solutions of future. So it is not a threat, guys. It's a great opportunity. You have to change your mind. It's not going to take away your jobs. It is going to create a lot of opportunities in future. You have to stay focused. Focus on your prompt engineering. Focus on your AI agent development. Right. Focus on building a good kind of professional with you. Right. I told all those soft skills you need to focus on how to become a kind of really a difference maker at your job, in your society, and think about a problem that you can solve for your society. So that will definitely make you successful. We can proceed. All right. So this is again a little bit of futuristic information. How AI is going to change your day-to-day life, right? Consider a kind of a city like Bangalore. There are so many street lights, so many switches, so many people, and today the controller of area A doesn't know the current situation of the traffic lights in area B or area C or area D. Right? They are not synchronized. But AI is going to run. Right? AI is going to take the full ownership of managing your city in a much better way. But humans should be required to supervise that. But AI is going to do that task in a more smarter and more efficient way. So you will have, let's say, imagine you have multiple thousands of drones that you want to engage to do a kind of firefighting rescue, right? So let AI control those drones effectively to address that issue than humans taking their vehicles and trying to risk their life even without solving the problem effectively. So let AI take it over and do that. And AI is going to be there in metaverse, right? Automatic content creation, automatic some actions can be taken to address some problems in your social media or somebody is let's say uploading some kind of information, those are not really good to have. So AI will eliminate those things automatically without human intervention. And agentic AI is right in front of you. You need to, as I said, you need to think about that and you can move on. And what next for you is it's your turn now to think about developing some AI agents. So my colleague who has put together this idea of creating one example like lost nodes, right? Probably you want to explain a little bit, you can probably come here and explain about this. So, how it can help you to prepare for your exams in a better way. I think Prabhu can give you some insights. Sure.
Hi everyone. So I guess you all must have been, done a lot of research around the LLMs or I mean other GenAI platforms that are available as of now. So this is a very basic example of what an AI agent is capable of doing. But before that, let's try to understand what is the difference between AI, LLM, and an agent, right? So how many of you are aware of what is an AI agent? Can you raise your hands?
Some
What
of
is
them
an
are
agent?
developing. In this area, they said they're developing some AI.
No. Okay. So basically, let's understand. Uh, Suppose there is an application, okay, that needs to be turned on at 8 a.m. in the morning and needs to be shut down at 8 p.m. in the night. Okay. So now, can you tell me like how this can be achieved? This can be achieved through a very simple automation system. Correct? Now this is what is called as automation. Now let's imagine like there will be an agent or there will be some intelligence that will detect, okay, fine, like right now the application is 8 a.m. in the morning and it's going to be shut down at 8 p.m. But suppose there is a lot of traffic, like that it is detects, imagine that let's consider IRCTC, right? Suppose there is some intelligence that detect that there is a lot of traffic, people are still using the application, let's not shut it down at 8 p.m. Let's give it another 1 hour, right? Let's shut it down at 9 p.m. So that intelligence, when that intelligence comes to that automation, that is called as a agent. Agent is something you can consider, just as your assistant, right? Something that needs to be done, but you don't have to invest your time and energy into that, right? Some daily executive jobs that needs to be done, but you don't want it to be a monotonous task. I mean, just like a person, who doesn't understand anything and just goes on repeating again and again. So this is a very simple example, like the lost notes agent. So you can create an agent that will scan your notes, whatever notes you are taking, and what it will do is, like basically, it will help you in learning, right? You can implement NLP, you can implement other models into it. And what it will suggest is, it can maybe from voice recordings or from your handwritten notes, it can help you in preparation of your exams. It can curate on what topics you need to focus upon, right? So this is a very basic example. I guess the best platform to develop an AI agent is N8N. Many of you must have heard about it, right? Or else you can note it down, you can go ahead and explore that. N8N. Trust me, you can actually like achieve a lot of things, a lot of automation, but with intelligence, right? So this is it. And if you have any questions, anything, because what I would suggest is don't get stuck to ChatGPT or something else, okay? Because right now the AI agents are coming up and they are very, very powerful. So try to explore that side, and you'll be amazed with the power, the opportunities it can bring forward. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, so there are a lot of ways that you can also develop these AI agents that will help you guys, right? Your friends in your community, you can leverage these AI agents. As Prabhu explained, this AI agent will help you to mobilize everything that you study or your friends study and create an abstract for your exam. Right? That would save a lot of your time. Because in my engineering also, we study hardly a few weeks just before exam. How many of you study throughout the semester for your exam? Can I ask? How many of you are studying throughout your 6 months of time preparing for the exam? Can you really be honest? No, that's fine. So engineering people are, I know, they are very hardworking guys, but they only do hard work right before the exams. I know that, but that will help you. Demand your Gen AI will take your friends' notes, handwritten notes, or your handwritten notes, and go to internet and bring the abstract, prepare you better for your exams, right? So yeah, that is about some idea about creating your own AI agents. To do that, please do little bit of preparation. Even these LLMs also will help you how to create AI agents. Okay. All right. So these are some exciting moments that we had working in the last making notes conclave in Janta. I wanted to show it. I think we are almost done. Yeah. So that's about it. So if we have time, we can take all of questions. Otherwise, we will. No, thank you so much. I want you to put some questions. All right, if we are running in time, we'll fine. So we are done. Otherwise, thank you.
Skip over.
HDMI cable नहीं अभी नहीं है अभी तो वो
This one is skip over. Skip over. Yeah. Little bit in the photo. हाँ ऑडियो ऑडियो वो चेक हो गया रुकिए पर इन लोगों को
वो ऐसे
वर्कशॉप वर्कशॉप
a word offer
स्पॉन्सर्स क्या लिखेंगे क्या लिखेंगे बताओ
a word offer word from
word from
I see Strahisar, Professor Subrat, and please come on stage for the photograph, please. All the leads also please come on stage.
लाइव यूट्यूब कैमरा कैमरा भी जैसे हाँ हाँ
I speak many people. Yes, many people. Like, speak many. Yes. We can take it as few with the
The rest of the team can also come on the stage, please. Everybody, all the MLSA members. Senior, please, senior, is not second class completely. I have people have. Three, two, one, and
One more time, you say.
three, two,
One.
and
And then we will continue with our workshop.
please have your seats.
और केक दीजिए वहाँ पे म्यूजिक लगेगा अच्छा
All the participants are requested to stand up, serve on the photograph. With all of you to please stand on your feet. Then and then.
मेरे को तो एक और मिक्स है
एक और मतलब आप इस डिवाइस के लिए भी है वहाँ पे देखना मुझे कोई बात
कहाँ पे चलो मेरी
You hold the sideways and you from near the front. At the back right side. Also, in the center also, you can stand. That side, please come here. You come here. Thank you so much. Please tell them when you see we continue with the workshop session.
तो चार्ज भी लगाना पड़ेगा इसको जो कौन सा तो चार्जर वही सी टाइप लगा दो सी टाइप एक रखे थे लगा दो हो रहा है हो रहा है हाँ
Equal laptop now. Fine, fine.
क्या टेंशन ले रही है गिव इट टाइम वाली कोशिश करेंगे Sexy. It does, but you have to trust AI in this generation. But a survey कैसे करेगी तू? I'm unsure. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna trust it and what? The whole data is on your day. What do you do? You have to call an emergency meeting.
What happened, Rashi? Suddenly in emergency meeting, क्या हुआ क्या है क्या मतलब?
He gave me a score and it's a whole database having it's not my fault. It's just not
Let me just check it for once. What have you done here? Can you just show me this? What have you done?
You have copy pasted it. It's not my fault.
Wait, you just copy pasted the whole code just like that. Right? That's the whole point. You have to copy paste it like that. You should take help of AI in your projects. Never copy paste from
Yeah,
it.
that's not my fault. She has copy
Listen,
pasted.
Africa, you just told her to copy paste. That's us. You should be the imposter, I think. Please leave it from me. We'll manage it. So listen, I'll tell you how to do it exactly. So you never copy paste it like that. You have to just take it from here and you have to use the model set.
How is it?
I know this because I've been learning the thing from the scratch. That's the whole point. So see, it's done. That's how you do it.
Oh, I love this show.
If you wanna learn it, I can tell you. I have been learning this thing from the scratch. That's the whole point. I've been learning it from code travelers. They are currently providing us with 100. They are like it's a free door. You can use it. You can build your own kit. They are providing a platform where you can build your own X and they are providing us with free where you can build your own you can build your own Redis line, anything like that. I'm also using XYZ, they are providing us with 100 free domains right now, where you can just deploy anything with very easy. I think it's free for you. You can just check it out.
Sounds good. And you guys, don't forget, the winner of this event is getting a 2-year VIP membership from Code Crafters. The second prize is 1-year VIP membership, and the third prize is 6-month VIP membership from Code Crafters. So can't wait for you guys to win those.
I think guys we should get back to work.
Sure, sure. Next sponsor from start. You should do start. Okay, start video start for them.
That's easy.
So, workshop का section.
हाँ ये टेबल उठा केबल इंस्टॉल सामान हटा लाइव स्ट्रीम वाला सही होता इसे लोग फाइल अभी 2 मिनट चल रहा है दिस इज ओके
Mic, where is the mic? कौन से?
um, इसको इधर रख दो अभी क्लिप
Okay, so we start with the coding workshop right now. So take out your laptops. I hope you're not bored about making code. Okay, don't worry. as soon as you start coding, you'll get that fine. So we'll be walking you through how to create your own AI get scale how you're done. We'll also be showing you how you can use custom MCPs for applications like column search. So yeah, everything that you see here will be something that you can either incorporate in your project or use in your using life.
अभी तो आता नहीं है
करके
तो
तुम
कोई
नहीं कर
दिक्कत नहीं
सकते हो।
है। दूसरी चीज लगा दे बैटरी पे साइड में कनेक्ट कर सकते हो कहीं कुछ कुछ जगह। अच्छा तू देख ले अभी के लिए क्या कोड कर रहा है, ठीक है? मतलब और कुछ कर नहीं सकते ना। अरे मैं थोड़ा काम कर रहा हूँ यार। हाँ बस 2 मिनट में बात करता हूँ, ठीक है? कितना दूर तक आएगा? This is the maximum. उधर नहीं बैठना। That is great. इसको इधर रख देता हूँ फिर क्या? इसको रखना स्टॉक स्टीरिंग मतलब
How many of you don't have a laptop with yourself? Everyone has a laptop. Anyone who doesn't have a laptop? If you don't have a laptop, like if you can bring it in like 5 minutes, then sure. Otherwise, you can just see our code later on from we'll publish everything.
ये वाला ये
This one. That's why that yeah. This one. This one. Okay. So there goes a why
MLSA वाला चीटिंग वाला चाहिए। इवेंट का चाहिए। सब इवेंट का एक
हम लोग को ऑप्शन है सबको ऑप्शन है पहले ये होगा 3.12 और just I think you want to say government to reach this with the version of I can't charge 35
चार्जेस मेरा वाला चार्ज नहीं इसलिए बस
Right, 35 open PD and I have changed
Can all the first years please raise their hands? How many first years are here in the crowd? Okay, a lot of people I see have managed to get through your hostels. Was it? Did they allow you? Okay. And second years? Okay, a lot of second years. Okay. Third years? Okay, third years is what come, but ठीक है, second or first years. Any expectations you had from the event which you could not think can be fulfilled? Anybody would like to say that? कोई बात नहीं, have that confidence. अगर कुछ expectations आए थे कि ऐसा होगा या वैसा होगा या ऐसा नहीं हुआ, please बताओ. Anyone? Sorry. तो बोलो ऐसा, you have to be that. Oh, what were you expecting? Okay, we will talk about the game of fun part. So we have the Turing test in the second round, which has like 7 scenarios. You have to guess which is the human and which is the AI. Also, the cash prizes will be based on that game only. So if you're here for the cash prize to win, so you have to come for the second half, guys. Okay.
Where will they access the repo from? I'll share a link.
It's just not working.
Why?
Net guy question.
Net का issue है.
I don't know.
Right? Okay, sorry about the experience, but I'm going to see me. So let's begin. So I'd like to go to okay. And let's search for Astral SHUV. Okay, go to Astral Docs. I hope you're able to do this. I'll just ask you if you're able to just take your hands on the okay, go to this Windows. Okay, you'll see a command over there. Okay, copy this. Done. Raise your hands. This is the site. Astral SHUV. Research Astral SHUV. So then you know what UV is used for. What is UV? पाइथन कितने लोग लिखते हो? अच्छा यूवी यूज नहीं किया you're behind. Anyways, you'll have to done with research. We basically a mathematical and which replaces the of virtual हो गया सबका कॉपी क्वांटिटी क्यों क्या हुआ like go here okay astral as UV okay cool I did
थोड़ा सा
this installation UV astral class मिला
टेढ़ा क्या है? They're not on your face.
raise your hand if you got okay face up करना है ये आवाज आ रहा है मेरा कॉपी दिस वन अपना पावरशेल ओपन करोगे ठीक है रन एज एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर इधर जाके कंट्रोल में दबा के हो गया done everyone is raising क्यों नहीं हुआ बाकी लोग पावरशेल में जाके बस ये बात यूपी वाला जो कमांड है हमारा विंडोज के अंदर फर्स्ट कमांड इसको कॉपी करके पावरशेल में जाके लगे दैट्स इट और कुछ नहीं करना is this power is click enter that's all okay power execute हुआ अच्छा हो गया ठीक है अब इसको छोड़ दे अब इधर लिख यूवी बस लिखो यूवी इट शुड गिव यू ऑन क्या हो डाउनलोड नहीं हो रहा है वो चलो once it's downloaded बस just like यूवी you can go to the site will be flat okay that's it इस वाले रिपॉजिटरी में आया वो खोलते हैं what you do once you read install open GitHub अच्छा कितने लोगों को GitHub अकाउंट नहीं है ऐसा कोई है हैंड रेज करो थोड़ा अच्छे से ओके कुछ लोग नहीं है आप हैंड रेज so it's not even if you don't have close the तो इधर जाओगे, इसको क्लिक करोगे, रिकॉर्ड भी फोल्डर, ओके, ओपन है न्यू फोल्डर, टर्मिनल खोलोगे, कमांड लिखोगे, just let me know when you have this ready. सबको रिपोजिटरी मिल गया, ऐसे members are not going to take a photo. अगर किसी का ओके, अगर किसी का यूपी इंस्टॉल करने के बाद एरर आ रहा है, ठीक है, तो जस्ट रिस्टार्ट करो। यूपी इंस्टॉल हो गया सर, तो नहीं हुआ, क्या होगा? यहाँ इंटरनेट हॉटस्पॉट से कनेक्टेड नहीं हुआ है, अपने हॉटस्पॉट से कनेक्ट करेंगे, तो दैट्स नॉट ऑल्सो। कितने लोगों को हुआ है नेटवर्क? ठीक है, हो जाएगा, हॉटस्पॉट से कनेक्ट करके हाँ, बाकी अगर नहीं होती तो मैं पीछे करवा देंगे। Also another announcement. If you are getting left behind, don't worry. Everything is being live streamed right now at our YouTube channel. You can just look up MLSA KIIT and you can go back and follow along with that channel. Just look up MLSA KIIT on YouTube and you will find it. Okay, so another is a kind of just lazy all of you go install setup already.
People who have installed UV, please raise your hands. And which have not installed UV yet, but they are doing
बाकी
it.
लोग
ठीक है.
anyways, so we will move on to okay. The next step that you have to do is go to this GitHub repository. I hope you have you can see the link over there. So it's github.com/workshop/LC workshop. So it actually down for you. This is the link. I hope you can see it. It should be visible to all. So
दोनों ही डिस्चार्ज है भाई फिर मांगो
हाँ अच्छा अगले दिन से यूवी इंस्टॉल करनी है but the यूवी command is not working. You need to close PowerShell, open another PowerShell, then write यूवी again.
जिसका फोन पहले लगा था वो पूरा डेड हो चुका है मेरा फोन पहले से पीसफुल है इसमें चार्ज लगाना है
लैपटॉप मेरा दे दो ना।
लैपटॉप दे देता हूँ नहीं जा रहा है ऑन है अभी तो
वो लैग कर रहा है, पूरा ब्लर आ रहा है।
720 पे जाएगा उससे ज्यादा
सबका
क्वालिटी
गेट इंस्टॉल सबके पास it was told on Instagram to get installed.
अब मेरा गाइस
ठीक है जिनका नहीं है वो बाद में कर लेना बिकॉज इट विल बी वेरी डिफिकल्ट गेट इंस्टॉल कर सकते हो तो कर दो वरना नहीं है तो यू कैन सी द कोड लिखा हुआ है हाँ नहीं अभी के लिए वो अभी भी गेट इंस्टॉल गेट इंस्टॉल है तो ठीक है काम आप अगर नहीं है तो जाके कर लो गेट इंस्टॉल मैं बोला नहीं काम but yeah after you have reached the repository just raise your hands ठीक है so we are moving on if you have anything to look at it's not an issue you can check the code later on just look at what it is and just try to follow along okay because we don't have enough time to
कसम से बता
there's a second
कोई
thing
काम नहीं है,
UV install हो गया है but UV command का कुछ नहीं आ रहा
उसके ऊपर आप
just close your PowerShell and reopen it as administrator if you want ठीक है अभी VS कोड में जाओ तुम्हारे फोल्डर में जाओ of your choice and open a terminal. I hope you will know how to do that. कितने लोगों का टर्मिनल शुरू हो गया ये वाला जो नीचे टर्मिनल दिख रहा है ये वाला टर्मिनल दिख रहा है the shortcut is control shift and that little key below escape open a terminal inside your folder it will be easier for you okay get close let the repository link you know how to take the repository इधर जाके ये जो कोड वाला बटन है रिट्रीव हाँ ठीक है हाँ ये वाला लिंक कॉपी करना है ठीक है इधर से कॉपी करना है आपने अपने आप कॉपी करके दिखा दूंगा तुम्हारा सोच लेकिन क्या होगा कि लिंक दे देना बिकॉज़ लॉट ऑफ कोड विल टू लाइक कीप पेस अप विद योर ठीक है बाकी लोगों का नहीं हुआ है तो क्या लाइक वी कैन जस्ट सबमिट इट हाँ हाँ कोई नहीं अगर कोई क्रिस्टल मिले तो मैं कॉपी करूंगा
ये अंदर चलेगा कंपैरेटिवली पास हिस्ट्री एक बार क्लैरिटी
इसको आ रहा है लैपटॉप ही देखता हूँ इंस्टाग्राम का यूज कर सकता हूँ
नहीं
लिंक से
लोग बस भूल गए यूट्यूब चैनल एक डाल देगा लिंक के साथ
Okay, it's fine. Like you have not used the probability design, just follow the log actually. Don't miss out on this. You can definitely get this written. Anyway, these are the basics you should be knowing these by now. So expect all of you to know how to use these because we need them to make it. Okay, just type code if you have data so that you don't use PowerShell. If you don't have KIIT installed, it will be very difficult for you to actually follow along with this. So I'd say you just look at what you're doing. Because without
Flowers. तो हल्का सा evaporation chance.
once you enter the right this moment, you need to press enter. Definitely some of you don't know that.
अब ठीक है?
So as you can see, our has been closed. Only if you are
वो तो कर रहा है, like थोड़ा आगे पीछे चल रहा है, exact नहीं चल रहा है,
the very few
क्योंकि थर्ड पार्टी है ना, तो इसलिए थोड़ा वैसे चलते हैं, like डायरेक्ट यूट्यूब से नहीं, यूट्यूब OBS या
ठीक है अभी लोग हमने तो देखा है कि देखा है अभी लोग को एक्स्ट्रा देखा है
पैचेस पैचेस मिलना लेने के लिए हम लोग को नहीं मिलेगा, पार्टिसिपेंट्स के लिए
हम लोग भी तीन पाँच से मिल सकते हैं तो हम लोग पहले पे एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे
इंस्टाग्राम का आईडी पास
जिस हमारे बाकी लोग ये फॉलो So, when you open this repository, you see a number of folders. So, it's basically हमारे images का playground है. And what we're going to do is we're going to use a framework called Agro to show you how there is simple with tools like data calculator, so on and so forth. So, for that, we just need to do one very small thing. Just go to app.agro.com/playground. Okay. Acro.com. Just go to Acro.com. I just want you to log into the site. That's all. Nothing else. Just log in. You will see the information. Login का usually is go and write an app.acro.com. How many of you are able to go in and get the very बाकी लोग like very changes something to something you can find so I can understand like what the problem is. When going to our education, it is great to have sports. Okay. What next governments?
हम लोग किसका कर सकता है
Who else have you picked up?
मैं फर्स्ट को
If you have any issues, please reach out to us. I will try to help you out. So that we can read this one up. So I hope that's all. You don't need to do anything except this time. They can account. Yes. All right. Now the next step is very important. You can do it very easily and go to BI. Okay. Just search Google AI Studio. Leave whatever you're doing right now. You can come back to it. Search for Google AI Studio. Please search for Google AI Studio. I hope you the first thing. And you come to this page. Then something like this. Are you on the same page? Examine please. Website to search करना है. Please just come to this page. Google AI. All these questions so you do not have access to data.
Yeah, actually, one, just the personal one. See, and then okay. Also, for people who don't get it, fix the hands.
All these questions
Get expertise.
raise your
तो थोड़ा पता चला स्पेस
okay. I hope you understand right now. Please raise your hand. I hate to make you raise your hand again, but what you have to know, like whether you are taking this with your so you can just create a career. As soon as you click on this button, you will get it. You will not get this thing. Ignore this. I'm getting something else will come from it. You will just get it. Just click on create a page, you will get it. This button, click it, you will get the page.
Even previous steps not a full.
So I'll just walk you through all the steps that we done so far in the next 2 minutes. So firstly, we will transfer message. We instruct copy the command for installing UV. It's a package manager of the Python. Okay. Then using this package manager, it's easier for you or because otherwise you can face issues. You just paste that into the command and you click enter. Then you close that command window, you open another command and you just run this command UV. And you get this UV from your okay. This was the first step. So we are done. Then you go to you make an account. That's it. And make an account. If you have physical issue and in those things, you are the admin. So come on.
This is what it is fine.
Okay.
and secondly better
Raise your hand, please. Come with this first. Anyways, I was a student follow along. Don't worry about that. The third step, go to GitHub, get the link of the repository, open your code in GitHub, write git clone, and you have this. Git clone, the repository. Press enter. In your working directory, a new folder will be created where you have all of the directories and files related to our work. And after this, you'll be good to go. Just get to this step. All. That's it. The fourth step that we did was we went to Google AI Studio, we clicked on create API key, and we got something like this, and we clicked on copy. Okay? Done with this? Anyone else have questions? Four steps. These four steps which we discussed, and even completely done with all of this. Okay, a lot of people are doing so that you try to get this done yourself, or you can just follow it. Okay? So then you open your computer, go to your working directory, make a new file. Wait, okay? Like this, inside the directory. So close the directory. Make a new file. We will name it. These are the environment variables because we don't want to expose our API keys. So what we have to do after copying the API is, after copying the API key, we have to go to the directory inside the code editor. Okay, the clone that can the clone already also. Which will be called as MLSA workshop. Let's see this in the code editor. And go here. In the MLSA workshop directory, they will create a file name .env and they will just paste this here. Okay, I'm just pasting from my yes, your Gemini API is not common to see as just running Gemini API that makes your key that you got from Google actually. After this, you will start coding. Right? Dot API file you are running in the clone directory. Make sure it is inside your clone directory. बाहर मत बनाना इसको. It should be inside. You can see this line. This because we want to line. Another line. I hope you are going to see it. Can you go into this page number? Is going to the news basically this visual space related to something. How many of you are done with this? Like you already anything on this video and upload it. Okay. Don't forget. You are trying to get this when we start coding, we will fast. So make sure you can take time around. Otherwise, you just copy data from that. You can't code. Okay, also from the line to and also, just to get at the end of the workshop, whoever can complete their, let's hope that people can reach it for them. And if a number of people have on this assignment, and then you are simple assignment, if you can do that, you'll get a t-shirt from this assignment. But for this course. So try to follow along so that you can get it. Okay, so how many of you are done with everything that you are done? You're going to use. Okay, so can we move on? Others can follow because is there anyone who is wants to like go along with us but is unable to do it? They can should just raise their hand properly. Maybe some of us will help you out. Just raise your hand if you are if you really want to like go along with us. Then we try to drop off for this program. Difficult to attain. This line is visible. The other line. Very strong. Okay, so I hope that the few things are actually like when everything so far. I hope you're able to get an understanding of what we have in this repository. If there's a new group as well, if you get it, then you know why, like what we're doing there. Would anyone like to explain, like whoever has got it done, like, would you like to explain what's happening in the repository? Just raise your hand, please. if you'd like to explain how the bit about this, I just want to explain for a time. So basically, we're coordinating the field study. So we're using a framework called Agile, which was discussed in your earlier presentation as well, right? The Agile framework. So what the Agile framework does is it puts a sort of a wrapper on top of your LLM model. Like you have Gemini. Okay, Gemini is an LLM. If you give it a query, it will give you answers. But it doesn't have access to tools. It cannot do a website for you if it's not the Gemini one that's to the API. It cannot use a calculator if it needs to. It cannot get financial data from its data. It cannot think, reason. There's no 2.0 plan and no internal data, right? So what we do here is that they build trackers on top of the API that will help the agent, that will help the LLM to do a lot of agentic operations, like let's say calculating, execution, etc. etc. So if you come here, what is the your favorite agent market में this MLSA workshop करेगी जो अभी जो इसके अंदर डॉट पीएनजी नाम का एक फाइल बना रहे हैं और उसमें तुम्हारा जेमिनाई एपीआई की पेश कर रहे हैं जेमिनाई अंडरस्कोर एपीआई अंडरस्कोर की दिस इज व्हाट यू हैव टू टेक दैट या फिर गूगल एपीआई की भी बिल्डिंग सकते हो सेम Okay, so I hope you can see how you're getting it. Okay, you need to write these are the environment variables. These are variables you don't want to expose in the code. So we use a Python package called dot. You need to extract these environment variables when your code is program is executing. Okay, that is extracted from the dot .env file. This is not uploaded to GitHub or any other repository. So in the .env file, you write like this Gemini underscore index with the key is equal to this, or you can also write Google underscore key. We have support for Google and this. Tries these like all this exact form of experience or total stack. First, you have the and from key usage, and you pay for it, then the same with the Google API. As so long as illustrated. Okay, so the handles will go if you're ready to proceed. A lot of people are ready to proceed, so maybe go along there. Okay, so if you look, let's take a look at the code base first. Okay, what do we even have? It says an analysis sequence. So this is how the academic work works. It is very iconic. It is very abstracted. Every tool operation is abstracted. It's not like you have to get it to yourself. Although you can do that now, you can make your own tools if you want to. So basically, this is how syntax works. Don't worry, like, why is this written like this? Why is it exactly this? This is how Acro works, right? So from first, you will report a few things from Acro. Okay, will import the Acro.exe, will import Gemini from Acro models, and will import tools from Acro tools, and import SQLite database from Acro storage. Okay, what are we using this for? Well, Acro.agent gives you the parent class of the agent. So any agent that you build using the Acro framework that has to come from this agent class. So that's why we're including this. And what the agent usually get defined various parameters like the model is like as you can see over the it says that model is limited to 0 and where then you can assign some tools. Very, very easy to understand. If the right tools is equal to then it will again with the reasoning tools different. So you can add more. These are the tool for such papers in archive, there's a tool for web searching. You see all of that. The code is right? So let's begin coding from scratch. I'll not do too much into this. You can just look over the code here and understand. So you just understand what we are about. Okay.
Honestly, let me but wouldn't तो अपने लैपटॉप पे क्या करूँ मैं वो तो ऐसे नहीं नहीं किसी ने आई डोंट थिंक दे कैन जॉइन अस व्हाई नॉट हाँ I see. I
So why not think that now ऐसे भी तो देखो
So हम start तो क्या है?
और कुछ काम से बिल्कुल different
अच्छा मेरे प्रॉब्लम से इसको पता है क्या नहीं हो रहा नहीं so you just have to have a number of options and people that guys say you solve that so we just go with to the same okay अच्छा they are not in the correct
I think something environment पर
जिनको पता है like how to do it okay and as soon as you write this all the virtual environment how the faculty will be installed and installed जो फिर में तुम्हारा सेट ऑल पैकेज है फिर ये हमारे सारे पैकेज जरूरत है हमें सब मिल गया है सो नाउ इधर आ रहा है so we form for then we go here that's okay and solve the problem you go to this problem you go to Google AI Studio you get it then you go to a GitHub repository and you will copy this particular and then you go to your code and things like cloning. So that was a very quick overview. And don't forget that you can drop any file whether you can put in these to environment variables, Google API, 10 API. After that, it's come to this file. Research agent dot file. हमारा research agent dot file जो है इसमें हमें नया agent बनाने वाला है. That this agent will be able to search the web. It will be able to search research papers. ठीक है? और it will be able to reason. हम reason का नहीं है कुछ भी we just add these things to this. और एक बार कनेक्ट डायरेक्टरी में जाके जो भी सेट करना और फिर वहाँ पे वो कनेक्ट डायरेक्टरी से सेट करके ऐसे सब ये मत देखना जो सजेशन आ रहा है इतना लिखो ये सारे मॉड्यूल लिखो Okay, so from Agno, we are including the engine class. Apart from that, we are including the engine model. We are including the three tools here: Google Search tool, Archive tool, and other tools. So tools can use as self-improvement. Google Search will allow the agent to self-improvement. Archive tools will allow to search papers on archive. Web tools will allow to use web as a setting. This is actually very bad. Don't use this tool like that. अच्छा यूबीसी का कहाँ पे ढूंढना है तुम्हारा जो टर्मिनल है तुम्हारा जो टर्मिनल है ठीक है उसमें तुम्हें योर करंट डायरेक्टरी शुड बी एमएलएसए व्हाट्सएप ये है guys, जिनका यूपीसी कनेक्ट कोई एरर आ रहा है just do one thing cd space and then say WhatsApp without any spaces and then you run UBC UV से तुम्हारा इसलिए क्यों नहीं करेगा बिकॉज UV needs this file called pyproject.com जिसमें तुम्हारे सारे requirements dependencies listed हैं तो ये dependencies इस folder के अंदर listed है ऐसे workshop में so it's common sense that if you execute it in this folder which is the parent directory of this folder then where will you get the formal file so you need to make your current directory MLSA workshop there you have this pyproject.com file is अगर once your directory should show up like this okay workshop whatever the parent directory after that MLSA workshop. Okay, it should come like this. इधर जाके बस तुमको यूबीसी क्लिक देना है, it will install all of the packages, will make your virtual environment. किसी को कोई प्रॉब्लम हुआ है अभी तक लाइक यूबीसी में यहाँ तक ऐसा कोई है जो सब कुछ कर लिया है अभी तक और सब कुछ लोग हैं लाइक सेम ही लोग हैं जो people at the back who are able to like see all of this यूबीसी something company या कैसे
The people in the back, what you can do is, the members are there, they can open the YouTube or something and then they can see if it's not visible. And the members who are in the front, they can please guide the members at the back. The ML team can be there at the back, so they can help them. ML team is go at the back, because people at the back cannot see, and they're lagging.
Some can be implemented this. So you know the code? Yeah, yeah. Can you yeah. How many of you are like coding right now with me? Okay, cool. Keep it up. Lot of you. Even if you have like issues with UV and stuff, you can still like try to code on it. Like if you are still having a tool like it's not fixable, just start coding. क्या कहता है same experience, right? Even let's hope that you're going along so far. We made a function for creating our agent, I think. Basically, the purpose of this function is so that you can return the agent when it's called in the main function. You go to the playground.py, which is generally our main function, you'll be able to see how we are using this create research agent function to assign the agent to some variable. This function is supposed to return an agent, that's what we're supposed to do. Agent tag नाम देते हैं assign a name. These are predefined parameters by Angular framework. That is why we are using these. If you don't use this, you get a pedantic error. Make sure you put a comma after every parameter, otherwise you'll get a later error. I will import Gemini from here to
For the code, a doc for the code. You have a doc or something. Yeah, can you share the doc? This is about screen. Okay, okay.
Okay, so now that this will be fun maybe. So we will need that time the body to open it. A lot of for all kinds of models. हाँ तो in API
यहाँ ठीक थी यूट्यूब पे बहुत बेकार जा रहा है
now we define the
ये किससे चल रहा है? तुम किससे अपलोड किए?
एक सेकंड मैं ओबीएस से किया है
you can remove that you don't need it. Google search.
हाँ बेटा
Now we will write the instructions for the basic
OBS है तो उसको स्क्रीन की पकड़ो, उसका स्क्रीन शेयर को स्ट्रीम करो डायरेक्ट।
सिर्फ स्क्रीन शेयर करवा दो
Yeah.
नहीं अरे तुम समझ नहीं रहे हो क्या I have tried that hold on
स्ट्रीम की देना
एक सेकंड मैं समझ रहा हूँ क्या कर रहे हो बट क्लियर तो है
नहीं है भाई,
इससे ज्यादा नहीं होगा वो फिर
बिटरेट कितना
वेट 480p हो रहा है स्टैंडर्ड कितना सब कुछ दिख रहा है सब
यहाँ से दिखा
यहाँ क्लियर दिख रहा है पीछे पीछे भी तो दिख रहा है
तो नेटवर्क का इशू है ना इसका इशू नहीं है मैं नेटवर्क ऐसे जादू से थे ना
But like if we do it on a screen, like सिर्फ screen share करना, not use the camera, तो उसका quality comparatively ज़्यादा better नहीं होगा।
स्क्रीनशॉट कैसे करोगे
अरे उसका
इसमें screen share करने का option नहीं होगा मतलब उनके
उसी का लैपटॉप स्ट्रीम कर दो ना।
You know why this is lagging? Because I just opened two things at once. This is the best option that we have. वो करना होगा तो मेरे को अभी स्ट्रीम रोकना पड़ेगा अभी 10-15 लोग देख रहे हैं स्ट्रीम इधर तो आई थिंक इट्स बेटर दैट वी डू दिस मतलब वो नेटवर्क में वो कर नहीं सकता वो करूँगा तो फिर बंद हो जाएगा
अब तो स्टेज पे कुछ करेंगे नहीं तो एनी डेस्क मार के उसका स्क्रीन को उठा के यहाँ पे अपना विंडो कैप्चर
वो भी कर सकते हैं बट फिर शो हम नहीं दिखेगा
नहीं नहीं सेम ये कोने में डाल दो
ठीक है
Okay,
एनी टेस्ट
so
मारो
we
इधर
define the
मैं
model.
समझ गया उसके इसमें एनी टेस्ट का इंस्टॉल करूंगा मैं
नहीं वेब से
These are the instructions that we
इंस्टॉल थोड़ी करना होता है
so that we
अरे
can use the
अभी मेरे को ओवर कॉम्प्लिकेट नहीं करना है, तुम समझो।
ये सब पहले करना था
अरे दिस इज
how does the
समझा
model
करो।
माइंड में टेक लीड है
हाँ नहीं नहीं मैं कुछ रीजन से कर रहा
मैं
हूँ
मेंबर हूँ मेरे बात अब इतना ध्यान मत दो
नहीं नहीं ऐसे नहीं कह रहा मैं। ऑल्सो इधर माइक में सब वो ऑडियो पकड़ रहा है अभी मिलेगा।
in order to use so you can make the call to action
नहीं
and we
नहीं इसको कनेक्ट
After the code really fast. So we have defined the tools, we have defined the set of instructions.
वो
We have
चार्ज
defined the
ही
tool. Whenever we define the tool, because the code is actually unique tool. Simple SQL like D, which stays inside the code. And this code will also find related to your agents, the conversation that you have, and such includes every database. And this is also handled by admin, because it's a very Python framework, where you actually code okay, these are some additional parameters. Add date time to instructions. So instructions have the current date and time, which is very important. So your agent feels like a real time element and doesn't feel like something that's decoded. Okay, add history to messages. Number of history is fine, right? So basically your past five messages from conversation to this agent will be added to this table.
आयुष थोड़ा सा और आयुष
It will be added to the prompt that is given to the element. So add some context of what we are talking about. Markup is equal to users using a markup format for responses. So tool calls, whenever the element executes a tool, it will ensure that this actually shows it that they are using this tool.
perfect
Exponential backup and delay between retries. Okay, so I'll just explain it for you. So exponential backup is basically to take a call fails. Okay, like we have some rate limit on. Then it will use an exponential backup system. Like first time it will wait for 1 second before read time, then it will wait 2 seconds before read time, then it will wait 4 seconds before read time, and it will go on exponentially, right? So wait 60 seconds before okay. But we will just wrap this up very fast. I'll just show you another thing. So suppose you have a number of agents. Okay, analysis.
फॉलो नहीं करने के बाद एटलीस्ट
अभी guys, we can stop like coding के repo में हम सब डाल देंगे अपने repo में. Once you do a git pull, you will get all of the code on your end and you can run it on by yourself.
वो अपने आप रन हो जाएगा when
हाँ.
हम भेज देंगे आपको।
हाँ, जैसे ही हम इसको GitHub पे डाल देंगे, you will need to go here and you need to write a command called git pull. हाँ, अभी बस देख लो what we are doing. You don't need to code a lot more. Okay, so suppose we have built a number of agents, like we have an analysis agent, we have a content agent, we have a finance agent, with Yahoo Finance tools, a content agent which has some other tools like it has no tools. Content agent has some instructions which help it to write format descriptor. Okay, and then we can group up these agents, individual agents that we have created into teams. So we can do a create research team, and as you can see here, we promoted these functions that we defined over here, that is create research agent, and these other two agents, analysis and content agent. Okay, and then we inside this create research team function, we define all of the individual agents. We define all of the who the members of the team are, any special instruction that this team is. Okay, and this team will have a coordinator. That coordinator is completely separate. The coordinator will be responsible for assigning the tasks to its sub-agents, which are these agents. Right? So when we write model is good Gemini inside the team, it means that the coordinator is also powered by Gemini. And then the members are these guys. Let's just run this fast and then get over with it.
स्टेप बाय स्टेप लोग पेपर डाल दें स्टेप बाय स्टेप पीडीएफ पे डाल दें
Okay, so when you run the UV playground, you get output something like this, and you get a link. So this is why I asked you to create an account on Active because now we send the videos to Active. So if you don't have an account, you can't really access it. So the endpoint is actually served by your own device. It's just that you're using their interface on the website to coordinate your agents. Okay, so this will be on the same device. Control plus.
Really
The
right now.
company local and external websites. And as you can see, we are related to here. Like users end up here, you don't have to do anything else. In case you are unable to see your endpoint, in case you are unable to see this
I think
screen,
मैंने अभी
go to endpoint and add local host
क्योंकि बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है
107 slash
जो भी हो
0.
रहा है
Like add endpoint localhost 127 okay. So just add that endpoint. And then you'll be able to see all of the agent data, research specialist, finance expert, content
मैं
creator, data
ऑलरेडी पास कर
analyst.
लिया
So
उसका
let's go to research specialist. Okay. And let's ask him which tools you have access to.
You are complaining that the YouTube.
I have access to
अब मैं
Google
क्या
Search, Archive, and read archive papers. So as you can see, Zoom has so when the agent is available, the LLM is now aware that it can use these tools while it is giving an output. So now we can write a command something like
The intention, share the code. Score. We are using Yahoo.
so when we write search the current weather in Bhubaneswar, it uses a tool which is Google search. Okay. And you can see that the Google search matches the three languages in English and the query is current weather in Bhubaneswar. This is sent to Google search. Whatever response is returned is given back to our agent, and that response alongside your query is actually sent to the Google API. So the actual LLM, when it's actually responding to your query, it already has the data of what the temperature is. It's just that our agentic framework has pre-collected that result, added it to your original query, and sent it to the LLM. So now the LLM knows what the weather is. You're literally telling it alongside your query. So as you can see, it's able to give the exact weather statistics. So it said that there will be a way today, if you heard it, there was a lot of ringing sounds like that. Okay, so this is about it. Okay, like similarly, you can explore the finance expert, content creator. All of this is a pre-created in our repository. Okay, you can just extract it. One last thing which I'll show you is teams. Okay, so now we have a team. So what is a team? I already showed you in the code base. We have three different agents. One is a research specialist, one is a data analyst, and one is a content creator. So the purpose of having this DNS, this has access to research tools, this has access to reasoning tools, and this has access to like nothing more tools, this has instructions to diagram it properly. Okay. So we search for that, we get relevant information related to what we want. We send it over to a data analyst to think about it, do chain of thought, and then it will generate your detailed response for all of the data that you have requested. And finally, the content creator will take the data, piece it together, and give it in the chat. So let's write something like we can give it some nonsense query like this. So as you can see, it starts coordinating the tasks. Okay. So the first task has been transferred to the member. Member and the research specialist has received the task to search the correct trends in an increase in dark populations worldwide. Okay, so potential causes for increases in this is sent to a member inside the team. Okay, and then the member gives a response. Okay, so research specialist will give a response. Okay, I will investigate the current trends in the population. Why? I will focus on the possible expectations of increases, etc. etc. Okay, then we send it to a data analyst. This is reason. Scientists extract the data on the population. So as you can see, it has extracted some data, but a lot of calls have been made with this data. These different tasks have been assigned to all of the members. Data analysts will receive some tasks. And basically, it has collected a lot of the data. And finally, our very last agent, which is the content creator agent, is putting together all of this information. So this is just a content creator. So you can see it has given you a very detailed report on what kind of tough population thing whatever we were for. Okay. So this is it. Basically, this is how you can play around with it. So what I will do is I will give you access to all of this code so you can run it quickly later on.
Okay, guys, that was for the most part the workshop. I hope you learned something new. At least got to see some new technologies being used
Thank you so much to Shobham and ML team for the workshop. Now there will be a lunch break, and after that there will be phase two, which is the during test day. Now you might be wondering what should be written return for it. I know this was a lot of information to absorb at the same time, and could be quite hard to follow. That is fine. But now you might be wondering what's in store for phase two. We'll be showing you a quick demo of what you can expect. And trust me, guys, you would not join in. You can mark my words. If you don't enjoy, you can directly come up to me and tell me, Bhaiya, why did you ask us to come? You wasted our time, and we'll see. We'll compensate or something. But you can take my words. Do show up for the second part. It's something really unique and fun. And of course, most importantly, no technical part required. For the second part, no technical part required, just fun. And of course, if you want to get the sweet Microsoft certificates, you do have to show up. So yeah, now we'll be just showing you a quick demo of what you can expect.
Also guys, cash prizes के लिए set event lunch break के बाद वाला important है. You don't participate in the game, you will lose it. You can participate both in teams या फिर solo दोनों जा सकते हो. Lunch break के बाद हम लोग एक form roll out करेंगे. So those of you who want to participate in teams, one of the members is going to fill the form and he'll write the name of the other members. अगर दो जा रहा तो कोई एक ही लिखेगा. पांच लोगों में से कोई एक मेंशन करेगा कि ये XYZ रोल नंबर इज द लीड और फिर सिर्फ वही पर्सन वोट करेगा. ठीक है. तो आई होप अभी आप लोग लंच ब्रेक का ये वीडियो देखिए. इसके बाद द बसेस आर आउटसाइड. यू कैन गो इफ यू वांट टू, यू कैन स्टे. इट्स जस्ट फॉर 1 hour. इट्स अप टू यू इफ यू वांट टू स्टे और यू वांट टू लीव. ठीक है. We resume at 2:30. Not 33. Let's make it 3. Guys, you guys get back. If we continue, get back at 3. You guys want to go or you want to stay? You guys want to go for break, go eat something? Okay, ठीक है.
So this is just a glimpse of what you're going to see. I'm not going to explain much further, but I think those of you know about the event. We know something about what's going on there. That is positive for now, and we'll move forward this. The code is pushed to the repository. You can simply give a grateful command and get all of the code and run it everywhere. We're done with the workshop. Thank you everyone.
Trust me, guys, there will be more such characters that you will see. Most of them you probably are familiar with. It's going to be fun and engaging. So do you
ये इसको कंटिन्यू रखे.
नहीं इसको बंद कर.